recovery diary. I'm here because I have had a concussion. It happened 5 months ago, and for the past 8 weeks, I have been at home recovering without being on any technological devices. Now, you're probably thinking, no technology? Like, what? Seriously, when you have a concussion, the one thing they tell you to stay away from is your computer. My computer also happens to be my job, which I think is the same for for most of us. So, these videos are the start of me integrating back into the technological world. Scary, but thank you so much for being here on the journey with me. So for my first video, and yes, this is my first ever video. Like, yay! I'm doing something. For my first video, I am going to be talking about the 3 things that I learned during my 8 weeks of no technology and just spending time with myself. The first thing, and I think it's really important that everyone takes time to just be reminded of this, is patience. It's one tiny little word, and there's a really good song by Trevor Hall, one of my favorites. He talks about how you cannot rush the healing process, no matter what it is for you. For me, it's been, working with and working through this concussion. And there will be a link below to the song if you want to give it a listen. Trevor Hall is amazing. But when you're listening to the song, if you do, if you don't, that's okay. Just pay attention to his words. You can't rush your healing, everything takes time. And when you start to realize that everything takes time, you start to allow yourself to get to my second point, and that is to slow down a little bit. When you start to slow down, you take your cell phone, you take the computer, you put it to one side, and you start to realize, what do I do with my day? What do I actually do when I'm not working, when I'm not scrolling through things? And you start to realize, who am I? Like, what do I do? And all these questions start coming up, and it's terrifying. It's really, really terrifying, but it's a beautiful experience. Just a reminder, take time in your day, whether you are recovering from a broken arm, or whether you're like me and you have a concussion, or you have an illness that you're working through. I think, especially now in the time that we're living in, it is good to pay attention and to slow down. Take time to sit with yourself and allow that emptiness to sit there. There's a beautiful poem by Ali Michelle, and there will be a link in the description to this poem. Make sure to give it a listen, it's gorgeous. In it, she mentions that there is this space within all of us, and it feels like an empty void. But that empty void is the space where creativity is birthed from. Creativity for me means painting and cooking and drawing and writing. That's the kind of creative person I am. For you, it could be something different, but don't be shied away or don't shy away from that. Allow yourself to be immersed in that space. It's a really cool, fun place to be in. My number 3 pertains to what I mentioned in the beginning. Staying away from social media, staying away from the computer is hard. It's really hard. But once you start getting creative, once you start sitting with yourself, you start to realize there is life outside of technology. And life doesn't mean you have to go hiking or you have to go to those coffee shops or go do things. Especially now with lockdown, I think a lot of people are stuck in their homes. What do you do? It's a big serious question. And if you're stuck at home and now you can't drive, and now you can't read, and now even just looking at your phone gives you a headache. This makes your world go from a big block into a tiny little box that your cat can't even fit into. And cats will try and fit into anything. My last little tip for today, and this is actually a tip, is something I learned when I was researching and reading about concussions. So, when I was able to start being a bit more on my phone, on the computer, I decided to focus my attention on researching and finding out what it was that I was actually going through, aside from what doctors had told me. So I found out that one of the best things you can do with a concussion, when you start to get into a space where you feel like you can do things again, is to follow the 70% rule. Never throw yourself in 100%. If you're saying, okay, now I can be online for 15 minutes, I'm going to do 15 minutes. Don't. Seriously, don't do it. Stop, do 10, do 5. If you feel like you can only do so much, do that, and that's okay. There is this saying where they talk about effort and motivation. If you put in this much effort every day, your motivation is going to grow this much. Like you can't even see it, right? It's off the screen. So, with your motivation coming back and you feeling like, I can do this, I can do a little bit every day, it starts to give you a little bit more joy, a little bit more light in your day. And that is what you're after. Just a little bit. That's all you need. So, guys, this is my video for today. I want to say thank you so much for being here. Please like, subscribe. I will be uploading more videos at a later stage. No guarantee as to when, just because it does depend on how I can manage being here. Like being here right now is getting a little hard. So I'm going to call it and say thank you. Please take care of yourself, and hopefully I will see your comments below. All right, have a beautiful, beautiful day, guys. Peace and light. Bye.